Hello, Sophia. Oh, how loud is the music right now? Oh, nice. It's supposed to be low. Yeah. Called a copy assignment. Why do they call it by default? Assignment copies the value on the right hand side of the assignment operator to the variable on the left hand side. Copy assignment. Okay. You could just learn C++ with me. Duh. Just read along. We can hang out together right now. No, it's okay. I'm starting off totally from the beginning. Like we made an integer called width and we assigned it the value 5 and then we printed it out to the screen. Variable initialization. One downside of assignment is that assigning a variable to a just defined object requires two statements. One to define the variable and one to another to assign the value. These two steps can be combined when the object is defined. You can optionally provide an initial value for the object. The process of specifying initial value of an object is called initialization, and the syntax used to initialize the object is called an initializer. Informally, the initial value is often called the initializer as well. I tried to. You never pull up. For example, the following statement both defines a variable named width of type int and initialize it with a value 5. The fuck? What is that? You can type in here? Oh no. Int width, define a variable width and initialize it with initial value is. Why don't we just do int width equals 5? Why do we? You can't do int width equals 5. No, every other time I tried to teach you, you weren't too interested. In an above initialization variable, in above initialization of variable with 5 is initializer. And wait, brackets 5 is initializer and 5 is the initial value. What the fuck? Wait, hold up. Even when you didn't, you still weren't doing that. You rather play games on your iPad. One down. All right, if you serious, go solve the problem two sum on LeetCode. If you can explain to me how two sum is solved, I'll take what you're saying seriously. It's LeetCode easy. One downside of a side represents. You're dying right now. Initial value for the object. The process of specifying initial value of an object is called initialization. The syntax used to initialize an object is called an initializer. Informally, initial value is also called initializer as well. For example, the following statement both defines a name with of type int and initializes it to value 5. So the print of bracket is an initializer. Okay. Initialization provides an initial value for a variable. Think initialization. Different forms of initialization. Unlike assignment, which is generally straightforward, initialization in C++ is surprisingly more complex. So we'll present a simplified view of here how to get started. You're so silly. There are 5 common forms of initialization. Oh my god, there are 5 forms of initialization in C++. Let me write that down. Initialization. Int A, default initialization, no initializer. Traditional initialization forms. Yeah, int B equals 5. Copy initialization. Oh, because this like copies it over. Direct initialization. Initialize the value in parentheses. Modern initialization forms preferred. Direct list initialization. What the hell? What's the difference? Yo, let me copy that. They all look the same. You may see the both forms written with different spacing. Whether the X spaces for readability is not a matter of personal preference. As of C++ 17, copy initialization, direct initialization, and direct list initialization behave identically in most cases. We'll cover the most relevant case where they differ below. Why is there so many ways to initialize a variable? We cover the rest of the differences between copy initialization, direct initialization, and list initialization in lessons 14.5. Oh. Check, I don't know. Part 14. For advanced readers, other forms of initialization include aggregate. Oh, brother. What is that? When no initializer is provided, such as a variable A, this is called default initialization. In many cases, default initialization performs no initialization and leaves the variable with an indeterminate value, a value that is not predictable, sometimes called a garbage value. We'll discuss this in further lessons. when initial value is provided after an equal sign, this is called a copy initialization. This form of initialization was inherited from the C language. Okay. Much like copy and assignment, this copies the value on the right hand side of the equal sign into a variable being created on the left hand side. In the above snippet, variable width can be initialized with the value of 5. Okay, that makes sense. Copy initialization has fallen out of favor in modern C++ due to being less efficient than other forms of initialization for some complex types. However, C++17 remedied the bulk of these issues and copy initialization is now finding new advocates. You also find it used in older code, especially code ported from C by developers who simply think it looks more natural and it's easier to read. Okay. Copy initialization is also used whenever values are implicitly copied, such as passing arguments to a function or by returning from a function value. Okay. Direct initialization. When an initial value is provided inside parentheses, this is called direct initialization. Directization? Direct. List initialization does not do narrowing, while a copy assignment does. What's the shit that looks like? just assign it to X? Like, what the fuck? Use direct initialization. So wait, both deset to 0? Oh, because you want to use the X? Oh, wait. I think this is C out. This is C in. So this is putting that assigning X to something the user says. So it's being overridden. Okay. You're talking about you're doing two sum? Can you get it to write hello world? Like use Python or you know how to write so you know how to make it do hello world? No. Literally. Are you on your computer? I'm pretty sure you could just use like Replit or something. If you don't have like a code editor. Like go to your website and type in Replit. And you can literally type code out like on your browser. You don't even need to download anything. I feel like we're on Replit right now. Wait, what? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, Python. Oh, hey, look. Go to Replit, go to Python, and look at this. You see this? You should be able to type in anything you want here. Wait, where are you at right now, though? Wait, are you on LeetCode or what? Look, two sums right here. Like, look, you could do like, you could use print to type stuff, like print, and then you'd be like, yippee, right? You print yippee, and you push run, and look. Yippee, it says yippee right here. It says yippee right there because you just typed something. If you want to make a list, well, if you want to make a list, you literally like look, like you type in, you can call it anything. You could be like stuff equals, and use the brackets, and then that's a list. So you can add stuff in it. So you could do like apples, and you can have some blueberries. You see? You see? And then you can go print stuff. And like, what do you think's gonna happen? It's literally gonna print the apples and the blueberries. Look, apples, blueberries. Like, literally just do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why they won't let me code on this shit. How do you type in here? Make lightweight changes quickly. I don't want all this, like, where's all the files? But it's not answering the question. Did you read the question? Given an array of integers nums, an integer target, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. So if there's two numbers in here that add up to target, you have to find which two they are. Right? You know what I'm saying? So how would you solve it? Wait, I think there's a playground button. They got something called a playground. Oh yeah, look, my playground. What the hell? The fuck is this? Jesus Christ! Why does this look? Why is it white? What does this even do? Oh my god! That's actually so cool. Yo, go to the playground. Go to the playground. That's what you need to do. Yo, why is this in light mode, bro? You're killing me with this, man. Jesus Christ. No, no, go to the playground. That's where you need to go. It's literally in dark mode right now. Are you in the playground? Go to playground, click new, and just open it, bro. This is the best thing. Are you here? Well, let me know if you make it here. That's kind of cool, though. If you make it to the playground, let me know. All right, look. You click your name and you click my playground. And after my playground, you click new playground here. And you click new. Let me know once you get there. You're there? Okay. Print the text. Print the text hello world to your screen. Like boom, like, and then play it. You see it runs a code and it prints out hello world. Now you do it. Like have it print out anything you like. And tell me if you can make it print out make it print out Bob's Burgers. Instantiation is a very you gotta push the run code button up here. What do you mean it failed? What do you mean? Like, you literally don't have to do anything. Did you push Python? It started off in C++. Did you make sure you push Python? And you just push run code. See? What are you doing? Are you here? Does it say print hello world? And did you pick Python? It doesn't, but you have to know how to. It's teaching you how to program first. You can't solve the problem if you don't even know what the tools are. You need to learn how to print things to the screen. Print Bob's Burgers to the screen. Literally just print Bob's Burgers to the screen. So I only asked you one thing. Like, can you do this? Like, burger. Can you make the code print burger to the screen? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you make this? How do you make it say like something? You telling me you couldn't figure out how to print burger to the screen? Print burger? Like, I feel like you just put print burger. Maybe I'm missing the hard part. Like, what happened? Like, I just want to know if you can print burger to the screen. If you can't, just say I don't know what to do. Oh, I gotta show you right here. Well, right. There's a thing called a map, a hash map in Python. So try this. Let's say we have num. You could call this like container. We could have a variable called container, and we're gonna set it equal to an array, and it's gonna hold 3 numbers, right? If you print container, Well, check out what happens. It prints 1, 2, 3. But what if you wanted to print each element one at a time inside of container? You can iterate through containers. So you could say for with a for loop. Box? Yeah, you can call it box. This is just a name. Like if you can call it whatever you want. But what if you want to get every single element inside of container? You could use something called a for loop. So for number in, you could put box, but in my case I put container. For number in container, and you use the colon at the end, and you say print number, and look what happens. Look, you see it printed 1, 2, 3. But when you just print container, it prints 1, 2, 3 inside the container. Tell me if you so make a list that has apples, blueberries, and bananas, and print out each one by one. That's your challenge. So the end result, it should say, like instead of 1 here, it should say apples. Instead of 2, it should say blueberries. Instead of 3, it should say bananas. Let's see if you can figure that out. Ooh. See if she can figure it out. Does she know how to print apples, blueberries, bananas to the screen? Maybe a new attribute. It says apples not defined. Oh, it's okay because you have to know about types. Apples is a string, so that means you have to put it in quotation marks. See, that's apples. Apples like this is a variable. If you want to print a word, remember words are always inside of print in quotation marks. That should fix your error. It's okay. You didn't know that, so don't be too hard on yourself. quiz time. What is the difference between initialization and assignment? Initialization just allocates like space. Assignment actually gives it like a value. Initialization gives the variable initial value. Assignment gives a variable a value at some point after. Damn, I got that wrong. Put that in my notes. What form of initialization should you prefer when you want to initialize a variable with a specific value? List initialization. Yeah, direct list initialization. Or just the braces, yeah. What are default initialization and value initialization? And what's the behavior of each? And what should you prefer? Default initialization. Oh, that's a good one. Default initialization will default set the value to. It doesn't list like yours. Did you try to just write this? Do the numbers one. I'm gonna send you the codes on Discord. Just do the numbers one first and see how that one works. I sent it to you on Discord. What are default initial? What is default? What are default initialization and value initialization? Default initialization initialize a value and it gives it a default value if the user doesn't define. In a value initialization, you can give it like a custom value. Which should you prefer? You should prefer value. Value. Default initialization is when a variable in initialization has no initializer. Like 0, right? Value initialization is where the variable initialization has an empty brace initialization. In most cases, it will form a 0 initialization. Oh, shit. So if you do value, it will give it a value. It'll just have like junk, I guess. There's a whole bunch of list initialize ways to initialize variables. Mm. Did it list like mine, Shorty? If you want, you can just text me on Discord if it's faster. She's playing date everything for 20 minutes. Never mind. Yeah, what? Wait, so you figured it out? So make it say blueberries, bananas, apples. Or apples, blueberries, bananas. You just literally have to do this. And then you just run it. Look, it says apple, blueberry, banana. Hey, let's see. Can you add two numbers together? Like, let's say you had a variable girl friend equals Sophia. Now, if you print girlfriend, what do you think happens? What does it print? Look at that. You should know about that. So, can you make an app that adds two numbers? Wait, so make it. Wait, this is what I want you to do. Make a variable A and assign it 5, and make a variable B and assign it 4, then add them together. So, I'm going to show you. A equals 5, B equals 4. Oh, and then you go print A plus B. Look, it prints 9. Would you look at that? Can you do that? Make two variables and add them together? Now check this out. You could even do less than. What do you think happens here? It prints false because A is not less than B. What if you do greater than? It prints true because 5 is greater than 4. What if you do equals to? False because 5 does not equal 4. You see that? You see that? Tell me if you figured that out. Yeah. All right. Here's the next lesson. Create a box and have it have 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. And then how do you get, and you can get the length of the box. So print len of box. And what happens? Run code 4, because there's 4 elements. It's the length of the box. Can you figure out how to know? Make a program that adds all the numbers inside of the box. So make a box of 1, 2, 3, 4, and make a program that could add them all together. Let's see if we can figure that out. I'll be impressed if you could do this one. We'll see though. Oh, damn. I don't know if she figured it out. Can she figure out how to add everything? What the fuck? Toilet? Yeah, I have Visual Studio. Yeah. No, no. I have VS Code, but I use code blocks for the C++. I'm gonna show you how to add numbers. Not you. All right, so Zerenia, if you want to add all the numbers, here's what you do. You have your box, and you have to make a variable called total. Total equals 0 because you haven't added any numbers yet. And then you say for number in box total equals whatever the total was before plus the number. And then print total. And if you run it, it adds all the numbers together. Now try it yourself. Let me know what you think. Called a buffer? What the hell? Analogy. This analogy is similar to how output is sent to std out. Wait, for the love of God, please do not do using namespace std. Wait, why not? I'm pretty sure it came like this. Like when you open up the program, it literally does this. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. It's only like so you don't have to put std everything. That's like it's kind of cool. This is considered a roller coaster ride at your favorite amusement park. Passengers show up at some variable rate and get in line periodically. The train boards passengers up to the maximum capacity of the train. Oh, maybe I'll maybe in the future. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what this buffered thing means. Instead, the requested the STD popped out for me. What the hell? She's in Python. I don't know what she's talking about. This analogy is similar to how output is sent to stdc out. Is typically processed in C++. Statements in our program request that output be sent to the console. However, the output is typically not sent to the console immediately. Instead, the requested output gets in line. Oh, I haven't made any projects, so I think we're good for now. Originally, when you were in C++, okay, hotshot. This analogy, okay, so it gets in line and it's stored in a region of memory set aside to collect such requests called a buffer. Periodically, the buffer is flushed, meaning all the data collected in the buffer gets transferred to its destination. In this case, the console. So every time I what in the line or something. To use another analogy, flushing the buffer is kind of like flushing the toilet. All the collected output is transferred to wherever it goes next. Okay. This also means that if your program crashes, aborts, or pauses for debugging purposes, before the buffer is flushed, any output still waiting for the buffer will not be displayed. Oh. Can I show an example? I'm kind of confused. The opposite of buffered output is unbuffered output. With unbuffered output, I believe a buffer for the console is where the data is stored. Something like that. They say it's like a place in memory. Yeah, some place in memory where the stuff we're supposed to be output gets stored, and when it gets flushed, it sends it to the console. This is what I got from that. But apparently, there's something called unbuffered output. Opposite of buffered output is unbuffered output, where unbuffered output, each individual output request is sent directly to the output device. Writing data to a buffer is typically fast, whereas transferring a batch of data to output device is comparatively slow. Buffering can significantly increase performance by batching multiple output requests together to minimize the number of times output has to be sent to the device. Using STDNL is often inefficient as it actually does two jobs. Yeah, so when you use STDCout, you put whatever data you output it into the buffer, and STDNL clears the buffer, which is slow and necessary. Oh, okay. I think they're literally about to say that right now. When outputting the console, we typically wait. No, I think it was up here. Using STDNL is often inefficient because it does two jobs. It outputs a new line, moving the cursor down to the next line in the console, and it flushes the buffer, which is slow. If we output multiple lines of text ending with STDNL, we get multiple flushes, which is slow and probably unnecessary. Okay. When outputting text to the console, we typically don't need to explicitly flush the buffer. C++ output system is designed to self-flush periodically, and it's both simpler and more efficient to let it flush itself. Damn, we got a self-flushing toilet, man. I know you're probably dying reading this like font, and this is like there's no dark mode here. And when I'd make it dark mode, it just looks uglier. Ew, like this looks terrible. Like I don't. Oh wait, no. Maybe this is better. I just don't like what it does here. I don't know. Some of the words are like hard to read, like these ones, because there's no explicit dark mode. I have to use some extension. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of garbage. Because the site actually doesn't have dark mode, like native dark mode. Wait, so let me write that down. Something about like this is what I learned so far. We got like we learned what an object, a value, data is. Oh. So I think I'm gonna make I'm making a note about this buffer thing. I'm gonna say what, and then I'll make notes about this stuff later. What is the what's it called? Something buffer? What is a buffer in C++? Okay, and then when I read that, I'll make a note about it. Flushing buffer. I should make you remember. All right, so when outputting text to the console, we typically don't need to explicitly flush the flusher. Yeah. To output a new line without flushing. Wait, when you use. Wait, I feel like I'm just about to read that, but okay. This is when you use /n, the buffer is cleared automatically. When it is seen as done with, example, something that is being unused while stdendo clears it manually. So kind of uses the garbage collection like what Python does. Yo, what? I think I gotta read this. I know it's kind of confusing. So. What's the difference between ending the block? Okay, let me read this. To output a new line without flushing the buffer. Wait, so new line doesn't flush the buffer. What does it do? Inside either single or double quotes, which is a special symbol that the compiler interprets as a new line character, moves the cursor to the next line without causing it flush, so it typically performs better. Oh. Here's an example of using new line different ways. Yo, dude, do you know about this? Like, bro, there's like a bunch of ways to initialize variables I learned. There's default initialization, there's copy initialization, there's direct initialization, there's direct list initialization, there's value initialization. Like, bro, like why C++ have so many like crazy things? Oh yeah, it makes a new line, and then I guess the self-flushing toilet comes in and deletes it and flushes the buffer floors. So use end L when use /n when you can. So we make a variable with the value 5, x, value of 5. We say C out x is equal to, and then it has x. So it should say x is equal to 5 and then a new line. Yep, a new line, and that's all, folks. Yep, that's how that works. When /n is not being embedded into an existing line of double quoted text, well, it is conventionally single quoted. Oh, okay. For advanced C++ readers, in C++, we use single quotes to represent single characters, such as a or also that's for a char, and double quotes represent text, 0 or more characters. Even though /n is represented in source code as 2 symbols, it's treated by the compiler as a single line feed elif character, which has an ASCII value of 10, and thus conventionally single quotes, unless embedded into a double quoted text, is, as we discussed more in 4.1 chars. It's probably hard going from a language like Python that isn't strict with types. Yo, on God, I'm a Python. Like, it's all I know. In JavaScript, this is like way more thorough. When /n is output, the library is doing the outputting, is responsible for transition the elif character into the appropriate new line sequence. Okay. So if you wanted to make like a new line, you could just do ASCII 10, I guess. I wonder if that works in Python. Although unconventional, we believe it's fine to you or even prefer to use the double quote /n. Okay. Has 2 primary movements. It's simpler to double quote all output text rather than having to determine what should be single quoted and double quoted, and more importantly, helps avoid what the hell? Inadvertent multi-character literals. We'll cover multi-character literals and some of the unexpected output they cause. Okay. So single quotes should be preferred in non-output cases. I started with C# originally, but I was going more from OOB. I think the OOP to functional for me. Honestly, all the languages I know is OOP. I don't even know about functional programming. So prefer inline over std. Wait, prefer /new line over inline. Warning: use a backslash, as do all special characters in C++, not the /. Using a / or including other special characters inside a single quotes will result in unexpected behavior. For example, cout n will often print as what the hell? Wait, C++ has classes too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Isn't that OPP? I'm saying I don't know. I don't know about functional programming. I know about OPP barely. stdcn. I think I know about that one. That's how you like write something into something. Like, that's how you get like user data from the user or something. All right, stdcn is another predefined variable in IOStream library, whereas stdcout prints data to the console using the insertion operator to provide data. stdcn stands for character input, reads data from the keyboard. We typically use this extraction operator to put data into a variable, which can be used in subsequent statements. Yeah, so it could be like, what is your name? And then like cin like name or something. So std cout, what is your name? So it prints that to the console. We initialize a variable x with a default initializer. No, a value. No. A value initialize it. Yeah, so I have a default value of 0. Get a number from the keyboard and store it in a variable. That's kind of interesting. Wait, so how does this work? Does like, where is it being stored though? Where's the cin? stdcn. So stdcn literally like will pause and wait for the user to type something. And then cout you entered x. That makes sense. Try compiling this program and running it yourself. When you run a program, line 5, enter a number, and when the code gets to line 8, your program will wait for you to input a number. I want to try this. Yo, why is code blocks so like ugly? And how do you make code blocks bigger? Are you know how to zoom in on this thing? Oh my god. Settings? Now usually I just do like control plus, but that does not work here. Why is it so tiny? Try control plus. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I did control plus. It doesn't work. It does. Control plus usually works other places. Oh, wait. I can zoom in. I have to do control scroll wheel. Okay, that's actually not that bad. I can get behind that. Wait, so we should make a we make a variable that says enter a number. Oh yeah, hi, Larry, good call. So I think we do like, I don't have to do std because I'm using namespace. Wait, so I do cout. What is your name? I think it's backslash, right? Wait, no. Wait, is it backslash or forward slash? I forgot. Backslash. So it said, what is your name? And then I think I'm gonna make a string. Wait, a string exists? I think it does. Yeah, okay. So back. So can I just say like string name bang? And then we do cin name? Wait, no. Yeah. I think I need my colons though. I need to learn how to use Vim too. And then I should just see out in certain places if you do a character like that, it'll show as a different color. So you know it's an an ANS escape character and not a regular string. ANSI escape character. Oh, I guess I gotta give an example. I don't think I understand really. Wait, so cout, I'm gonna say your name is, and then space name. I don't think I need this other one. Does this work? We're trying it. We're gonna build and run. Let's go, baby. What is your name? Nilly? Billy. Your name is Billy. That was pretty cool. So whatever the user typed in, when I typed in cin, it'll assign to name. That's actually pretty cool. You know what, man? I'll take that. I'm like a master of C++ already. This is an easy way to get your keyboard input from a user, and you will use many examples going forward. Note you don't need to put /enter when accepting a line of input, as user will have to press the enter key and have their input accepted. This will move the cursor to the next line of the console. Send blocks the execution until you press enter. Oh yeah, that made sense. That's why this thing took 8 seconds to run, because I sat around typing Billy. If your screen closes immediately after entering a number, oh no, I don't have that problem. Just like it's possible to output more than one bit of text in a single line, it's also possible to input more than one variable in a single line. Enter two numbers separated by a space. Yo! What? Name? So I can go stream like, maybe we could go like boy girl, and we have a boy name and a girl name. And I'm gonna say enter two names. It's cin boy. Wait, what sign? I think he did girl. That's the boy is space, and then we just put the boy, and the girl is girl. Is this gonna work? Enter two names, Billy, Mandy. The boy's Billy, the girl's Mandy. Let's go. That's actually pretty cool. So cin like separates stuff by spaces. That's actually kind of cool, I think. Values enter should be separated by white space, tabs, or new lines. There's some debate whether it's necessary to initialize a variable immediately before you give it a provided value via another source like stdcin. Since the user provided the value, we'll just overwrite the initialization value in a new line. Previous recommendation that variable should always be initialized. Best practice is to initialize the variable first. Oh yeah, I get that. I'm just saying it's kind of cool that it can do like two things though. So if you type 7, it will do 7. Wait, real? Oh yeah, that makes sense. So it only does strings because you can't type like. Wait a minute. Oh wait, no, because isn't that based on the the type I did? So what if I did forget all this wait enter and int and what's that thing called, a double and a double, and then we do int uh number. Yeah, you can convert it from a string to an int. And then if I do double equals, I don't know. Oh, wait, what? Float and double are, you guys have floats and doubles here? I don't even know the difference. What? That I'm just with decimal. and Cn, and then the first one should be a number, and this one should be there's int, short, float, double, and long double. What's it between a double and a float then? Are they both like like decimal points? So the int is, and I'm gonna say and the double is. All right, we're about to try this out. So enter an int and double. So I'm gonna say 4 and 4.5. Yeah, the int is 4 and the double is 4.5. Float is 16 and double is oh that's what it stands for, double precision float. Wait, so what happens if I do it the other way though? What if I try to assign a decimal to an int? Watch this. 4.5 and 4. It's gonna give a compilation error. What the fuck? What just happened? And I'm tired of the space. After 4, it like there's like no space after it. Do I have to like do one of those? Ew, an error? No, it didn't even error, dude. They're not string. Wait, are they strings? I don't think so, because like 4, this is an int. So if I do 5.5 and 9, that's kind of weird. Do I space before T? Or T? Do I space before T? What T? Oh, here. Oh, here. Duh. Yeah, it makes more sense. That's so weird, though. I don't think I understand this. Because this is clearly like a 9.9 and 7. Yeah, I figured. I've had this problem before. I don't know how to get that zero latency. Maybe I need like fast Wi-Fi or something. So it turned my 9.9. So it literally converts it. It converts our float into a double. I mean, it converts our float into an integer. And then it converts 7 into a double. Dude, I don't even think I understand what the fuck. Why is it not just throw an error? Dude, type ID number name. I'm gonna have to copy that. Type ID number dot name. So just I'm guessing like I don't know. I'm gonna try it. No, don't do that. So we're gonna give 9.9 and 8. What the hell? I? Does that mean I for integer? So it actually it like converted it. I'm guessing I means integer. It converted it. That's like kind of weird. I feel like they talked about that before. In they talked about it like Yeah, I don't know either, man. No, I think the last one in like 0.4, they mentioned it. It's because it's like the way we initialize the variable. Initialize variables upon creation. Okay, okay. List initialization disallows narrowing conversions. See, this is what was happening. The narrowing conversion. Int, so it says int, and then he put 4.5 compile error. Oh wait, what the fuck? Wait, why did mine work? I thought that's not supposed to work. No clue. I thought that was definitely gonna throw an error. Whatever. Let's try to get through this chapter. Where was I at? So remove the brackets and see what happens. I think. Wait, what does that do? What type of initialization is that? Let me go back to my notes. If you do it with no brackets, oh, default initialization, no initializer. Okay. Enter an int, so I'm gonna go 9.9, and a double, I'm gonna go 5. I don't know, bro. Maybe you can't like. I don't know. Cn is doing some magic or something. I'm gonna figure that out later. So what they do? Oh, yeah, it says try compiling. Oh, yeah, and they did 2 variables. With key insight, there's some debate over whether it's necessary to initialize a variable immediately. It just rounded it. Let me think. So what did it do to the double though? When I put 7, it changed it to 0.9. Like what? I don't know what it does do in there. The C++ IO library does not provide a way to accept keyboard input without having a user press enter. If this is something you desire, you have to use a third-party library for console applications. We recommend using PD cursor or whatever all this stuff is. CPP terminal. It's probably the one I use that makes the most sense. Many graphical user interfaces, interface libraries have their own functions to do this kind of thing. Yeah, maybe I gotta ask ChatGPT because that's not supposed to. Wait, hold up. I gotta try this. Maybe we don't do it like CN. Wait, how do you make a comment? How do you comment this shit out? Nope, that's not how you comment. I think it's like this and this. Yeah. What if I do int? What happens here then? And I would do 4.5. And here I do 5. Does this work? See, look, compilation arrow. It doesn't work. But if you have CN do it, then it works. Freaky stuff, man. Freaky stuff. The C++ IO library does not provide a way to accept keyword input without the user having to press enter. Oh, yeah, whatever. I already read this. stdcn is buffered. In a prior section, we noted that outputting data is actually a 2-stage process. The data from each output request is added to the end of the buffer. Later data, the front of the output buffer, is flushed to the output device, the console. Adding data to the end of the buffer and removing it from the front of the buffer ensures data is processed in the same order. So it's like a queue. You can also get input without enter using Con IOH. I'm not even that advanced yet. Maybe if we make something. I hope this this resource gives us like projects to make or something. I think after I read this chapter, I'm getting off though. Similarly, inputting data. Oh yeah, I already read that. The individual characters you enter as input are added to the end of the input buffer into stdcn. The enter key pressed to submit the data is also stored as a new line character. The extraction operator removes characters from the front of the buffer and converts them to a value that is assigned via copy assignment to the associated variable. Oh, it's because we're assigning using copy assignment, I think. And then I think that's why I threw an error last time. To the associated variable. This variable can be used as a subsequent statements. Key insight. Each line of the input data in the input buffer is terminated by a new line. Okay. I kind of okay. We'll demonstrate this using the following program. So stdc out enter two numbers. We have x, c and x, y, c and y. You entered x, y. The program has two variables, this time as separate statements. We'll run the program twice. Run one. SGCN X is encountered. The program will wait for an input the value 4, then 4 new line goes into the input buffer, and the value 4 is extracted to the variable X. When stdcn Y is encountered, the program will again wait for the input 5, do 5 new line, goes to the input buffer, and the value 5 is extracted to the variable Y. Finally, the program will print you entered 4 and 5. This should be nothing surprising about the run. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. When you do stdcnx is encountered, the program will wait for the input, enter 4, 5. This seems like an issue because there's not two variables. Wait, hold up. It goes into the input buffer, but it only extracts 4. Oh, so that means 5 is still going to be inside of our buffer. So when we do y is encountered, the program will wait for the input. Oh, it will not wait. Oh, because there's already something there. This makes sense. Will not wait an input, and just the 5 that was in the buffer is extracted to the variable y. Okay, that was pretty cool, I guess. stdcn is a buffered because it allows us to separate the entering of input from the extract of input. Damn, see, this is so much more intense than Python. Jesus Christ. The basic extraction process. How much more of this? Oh, there's a quiz. Yo, we're actually almost done. I don't know if you're still here, but we're about to wrap this up, buddy. Key insight. stdcn is a buffer because it allows to separate the entering of input from the extractive output. Okay, the basic extraction process. Here's a simplified view of how the extractor operator works. stdcn is not in a good state. The prior extraction failed and stdcn has not yet been cleared. No extraction is attempted and the extraction process aborts immediately. What? Leading whitespace characters, spaces, tabs, and new lines at the front of the buffer are discarded from the input buffer and will discard any extracted new line character remaining from the prior line of input. If the input buffer is now empty, the extract operator will wait for the user to input more data. Any leading white spaces are discarded from the entered data. The operator then extracts as many consecutive characters as it can until it encounters either a new line or a character representing the end of a line, or a character that is not valid for a variable to be extracted to. Holy shit, that's insane. I feel like I should. This is like, I'm gonna copy this. Something about buffers. The result of the extraction process is as follows. If the extract is aborted in step 1, then no extraction attempt occurred. Nothing else happens. If any characters were extracted in steps 4 or above, the extraction is a success and extracted characters are converted into a value. It's not too important. Oh. You think I shouldn't make a note about that? Maybe like not do that one? Oh. If any characters are extracted in step 4, extraction is a success and extracted characters are converted into values as copy assigned to the variable. If no values can be extracted in step 4, extraction failed and object being extracted to is copy assigned the value 0. And any future extraction will be immediately fail. I don't think I understand this part. If no characters could be extracted in step 4, why would that ever happen? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like know deeply how it works. Wait, so if no characters can be extracted in step 4, the extraction has failed and the object being extracted to is copy assigned the value 0? Huh. Any non-extracted characters, including new lines, may remain available for the extraction attempt. Oh, I didn't realize printing shit to the screen could be so complex. For example, given the following snippet, int x, so it has a default value of 0, stdcn x, so it's just gonna assign whatever you type into the keyboard into x. Duh. If the user types 5a and enter, 5a and then \n will be entered into the buffer. 5 will be extracted, converted to an integer. And oh, that was the whole thing. Remember to convert into an integer? That's why that thing didn't, it like rounded it down. Yeah, I heard that. Someone told me that. It's like dumbed down C++. It just like abstracts all the complicated stuff for me. And assigned to the variable x. A new line will be left in the buffer for the next extraction. If the user types b and enter, b line will add to the buffer. Because b is not a valid integer, no characters can be extracted. So this extraction is a failure. Variable x gets set to 0, and future extractions will fail until the input stream is cleared. Okay. If stdcn is not in a good state due to prior failed extraction, nothing happens, and the value of x is not altered. So why doesn't it just clear itself if it fails? Because like, why would they wait for me to manually clear it? We'll explore more cases in this quiz below. New programs often mix up stdcn and cout and the insertion and extraction operators. Here's the best way to remember. stdcn and cout always go from the left-hand side of the operator. No joke, the only reason I didn't do Python is because of how the indentation. He said it looks ugly. What? It's not that bad, man. It's not that bad. I can't believe you'd rather do this. This is like so much more difficult. SDC out is used to output a value. C out. Yeah, character output, character input is used for SDC out. Yeah, and shows the direction of the data moving. So C out goes for moving to the output. Yeah, it moves to the console. Let me copy this. I feel like this is important because I might forget that shit. Then I guess I'll have to go back and make like better notes, like what I did here. And as you can see in this one, I guess it moves the data the user entered into the variable X. He said at least we can reverse an array. No, dude, that was not reversing an array. That was reversing a linked list. Python got reverse, man. Python got reverse. We could literally just do this. Like if we got box, all you gotta do is print box. And then you just do this. Boom, reversed. See? We got that in Python, man. Anyway, quiz time. Let's get these answers right. Consider the following program that we used above. Okay. The program expects. When you find that list is called a vector. I knew that. It's a dynamic array. Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. The program expects you to enter an integer value as the variable x that the user input will be put into integer variable. Run the program multiple times and describe the output that results when you enter the following types as inputs. A letter such as H. Okay. So we want to get to a number. That would just cause our CN buffer to be in a bad state. And then it'll just have X be default value to 0. Wait, I deadass tried to put 2 ints into a vector thinking it was vector 2? What the fuck? What does that mean, vector 2? Vector 2. I don't think I know that much about vectors to understand what that means. I've never made a vector. I just know a vector is a dynamic array. But I don't think I ever made one in C++. Ooh, I got the first one right. Let's go, baby. A number with a fractional part, i.e. 3.2, try numbers with a fractional parts less than 0.5 and greater than 0.5. What? Try numbers with fractional parts less than 0.5 and greater than 0.5. Okay. A point, like math, X and Y. Yeah. If you put 2 ints into a vector, wouldn't it just be like a vector with 2 variables? 2 integers? What does vector 2 mean, though? like it's 2 vector? Oh, you thought it was like 2 separate vectors or something? Wait, a number with a fractional part. Try numbers with fractional parts less than 0.5. Oh. Oh, shit. I don't know. I think since it's doing copy assignment, if you do 3.2, it'll round it down to 3. And if you do 3.7, it'll round it up to 4. No, that's not what happens. The fractional part is dropped, not rounded. Oh. Oh, it's dropped. Should remember that. They literally mentioned that. If you're wondering why this isn't disallowing narrow conversion, because narrow conversion is only disallowed during list initialization, which can appear in line 6. Okay. Okay, so it drops it will drop the decimal. That makes sense. A small negative number such as 3, -3. -3 is an integer. Because our default integers are signed, so that shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, we'll enter the number as output, yeah. The minus sign at the beginning of a number is acceptable, so it's extracted. Yeah, makes sense to me. A word such as hello. Oh, brother. I feel like if you did hello and tried to assign that into a variable int, it wouldn't work, and then it would like break the buffer and it would be in a bad state. 0 is always printed. What's happening? An integer can't hold a letter, so extraction fails. Yeah, and it just defaults to 0. A really big number like 3 billion. I don't think ints can go all the way to 3 billion. I think they only go to like 2 billion. So I think it's gonna like drop some. Maybe it just maxes out to like 2 billion. Oh shit, I got it right. You'll mostly get a number like 2 billion, yeah. What's happening is X can only hold numbers up to a certain size, and if you enter a larger value, X can hold, it'll be set to a large value that X can hold, which is probably 2.1 billion. Let's go. I actually got that right. I'm kind of hyped. A smaller number followed by some character letters. Oof. I don't know. I think it would get int values for each of the characters. You think so? Oh. A small number followed by some. I have no clue. The numeric values are printed. What's happening? 1, 2, 3 is extracted, and the remaining characters A, B, C are left for later extraction. Oh, okay, that makes sense. A few letters allowed by a small number. Oof. I feel like it would crash. 0 is printed. Yeah, it would fail because it can't put in A, B, C into a. I would just do the numbers and leave the letters to be extracted, I think, based on what it said before. Wait, what? 3 spaces followed by the plus symbol and then a 5. Okay, the spaces get ignored. Wait, no. Or is it trailing spaces? I think the spaces get ignored. The plus 5, I feel like maybe it would just think it's like a positive number or some shit. Yeah, just 5. Yeah, it makes sense. And then leading white spaces are skipped, yeah. And then plus the value symbol to start a number, just like minus would be. Yeah, so okay. That's what I expected. And if they give in 5 B6, I think it would just extract 5 and then leave B6 instead of the buffer. Yeah, 5 refriended and then B6 remains in the extraction attempt. Yo, we're actually cooking right now. Question 2. Ask the user to. Oh shit, we gotta make a program, boys. Let's go. Ask the user to input 3 values. The program should print these values, add an appropriate comment above function main. So enter 3 values, and this is you enter. Easy, brother, easy. Just say 3 ints, 3 numbers. 3 values? I just literally gotta do like enter 3 numbers and then in 1. I'm pretty sure can I just like, hey, yo. Wait, how do you copy? Wait, how do you, bruh? They don't have the, you're lying. How do you copy a line? Yo, come on, man. Don't do this to me. That's so silly. Int 2. Nah, they said don't do that. They said that's bad practices. They were like, don't initialize variables in the same line. I'm sure I get it works, but I don't even like that syntax, to be honest. Even though I get it, it's like faster. And then I'm pretty sure you just literally do like cin in 1, in 2, and then in 3. You entered. Well, if you're not assigning them, it's fine. But if you were to assign them, then it wouldn't work as attendant. Oh, okay. In 1, so you entered in 1. I think I should do like comma. Comma in 2 and I think I'm supposed to do. Bro, where's the hold up? And 3. I think that makes sense. Enter 3 numbers. 1, 2. Wait, I think I don't have to do space. I just do 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no. It's not gonna work because I did. It's gonna take 1, 2, 3 as one number. Okay, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. You entered 1, 2, and 3. Let's go, baby. I think you need like some spaces though. Let me try it again so it looks more beautiful. 1, 2, and 3. What the fuck? What did I just do? You entered. What's happening? Dio, you get what just happened? Wait, hold up. Enter 3. 1, 2, 3. Why is it saying I entered 2000 some shit? Is it because I. What? That's kind of weird. Yes, what I'm saying, dude. That's kind of freaky. That's kind of freaky. It literally worked a minute ago. Hold up. 1, 2, 3. You entered 203? My guy. My guy. Oh, duh. I'm retarded. Let me try that again. This should work. 1, 2, 3. You enter 1, 2, and 3. Nice. I just need spaces here. Let me try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you gotta save the file. Oh, okay. Dude, when I add these spaces, it breaks everything. Like, what's up with that? Like, look at this. Like, so I go 1, 2, 3. You entered 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. Right? And I close it. And if I go, oh, it's because this is supposed to be a double quotation. There we go. I think that was the issue. Let me try it again. 1, 2, 3. You enter 1, 2, and 3. Put space here. Okay, I think I did it. Okay, nice. Dude, I did it. We're on lesson 1.6. So how far did we get today? All the way up to 1.5. 1.5. 1.4 to 1.5. And what day is it? It's the second, so 1 comma 1/2/2026. Bang. I think I'm gonna like make notes for that. Should I make them right now? Because there's 5 forms of initialization. And then I have to write stuff about the buffer. I don't really feel like doing that right now, but I feel like I should because it's like important. No, thank you. Tomorrow that will be done. How far did we get? I think, oh, there's only 1.7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then the quiz, and I can get into the functions and files. God damn, I'm gonna be here a while. There's like 20 appendix, maybe not that. It's like 28 chapters. Oh, maybe I'll just make light notes on the buffer so I can reference it later. But I think definitely that initialization thing I have to make good notes on. Like I should know all these. And then maybe just like a quick like overview on what the buffer is. That's kind of what I did here. Like I learned what an object was, value, data, identifier, a statement, function signature, a linker, object files. Oh, I have to I have to put what an object file is. Anyway, I appreciate you pulling up Mr. Software Dinner Ad. It's kind of a funny name. My name's Soups, so I guess it's not that crazy. But I appreciate you pulling up. One day we're gonna finish this C++ thing, and we're gonna like be C++ masters, and we'll finally get that job at Jane Street. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, wait, I ain't even know about that. Yo, that's what I'm saying, man. Some weird stuff going on here. Direct list initialization, initial value in braces. And then there's direct initialization, initial value in parentheses. I don't even get the difference. Traditional, I guess if you're modern, you gotta do it this way. If you like videos, the Chermo has good videos on C++. Chermo? What is that? Chermo? What?
Hey, what's up guys? My name is Eterno and welcome to a brand new series. This series is going to teach you everything you need to know about C++. We're going to learn C++
Nobody does
specifically in
it
the
in
context of
Modern
game
War.
development. However, it's not just going to apply to game development or game programming. We're just However, so I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine if you're just passionate about it and if you actually have the
How a compiler
Hey,
works?
guys, my name is Eterno and welcome back to my C++ series. So today we're going to learn all about how the C++ compiler works. So let's take a step back and think about this for a minute. What is the big picture here? What is the C++ compiler actually responsible for? So we write our C++ code
Oh,
as text. That's all it is. It's just a text file. And then we need some way to transform that text into an actual application that our computer.
I'm gonna subscribe to him. I think I'm gonna add his. Can I add this whole like playlist? I'm just gonna add this playlist. All right, bet. I'm gonna go to sleep now. I appreciate you pulling up, man. You made this C++ learning like pretty fun. We got a good 2 hours in today. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to like get past all of this, but my hopes is that maybe over the weekend we can push and get through the basics. And then there's functions and files, fundamental data types. Yikes, there's a lot of shit here. How long did it take you to learn C++? This is like, it seems like a lot of stuff. Conversion type and type aliases. You know about all of this stuff? Function overloading is by doing. Yeah, that's why I think this is good, because it gives you like things to write at the end, like that little, just makes dumb programs all day. Yeah, I feel like once I get the syntax down, I could do that. Maybe I'll start using it for like Leet Code. You ever heard of this website like Code Forces? Like 2 weeks for the basics. Oh yeah, Code Forces. Because I think all the people on Code Forces use C++, so I think I gotta do that and solve some problems. We got to get our contest rating up, because wait, what happened to my account? Like, I don't have nothing here. It's kind of sad. We're gonna get there one day though.